There is something I want to talk about today in today's video. Now we are in our best you are looking at. We are in our the early hour of day 25. That's where we are now. So the weight, as expected, I don't want to really be mentioning the weight every time because I decided to weigh some of them today. Some are already giving me 1.7 kilogram. Amazing, right? Okay, it's expected. That's just the few ones I weighed among this side that I selected the shooters to. Now, that's not really what I want to talk about today, though I replaced the sawdust because as they are growing, as this rapid growth doesn't only introduce more heat stress, but it also brings with it your pen to be easily messed up because as they grow, they pull more. As they grow, they mess up the pen more. So that means you should, if you have been waiting to replace your litters as at maybe 6-7 days, it might not be up to that 7 days for you to replace your litters if you want your birds to live in a healthy environment. So within 4 days, you might need to replace the litters, especially if you are raising your birds within the compound where you live. So this particular one you are seeing here right now, I replaced it not up as at the 24. I replaced this side, though I have not replaced this other side where I have the other slow growing one. So hopefully before the 25 elapses, so I'm going to replace the one here because when I came back yesterday I was a bit tired, so I could only replace this other side where the shooters are because where the shooters are, the litters there was a bit messed up. As in, it is getting messed up earlier than that of other side where we have the slow growing ones. Okay, that aside, you need to have some bedding materials handy. You need to have them standby. It's not something you just go to the sawmill, take the ones you need, you use per time, and then when you want to use again, you go back there, take what you know. It's good you go there, pack some that you can use at least 2 times because this one that I have in here, I've been able to use them for since the last time I went there. I've been able to use it for like second time now. That is 2 times. That is the quantity I brought is enough to serve me for two times. So once I replace the one of the one I'm going to replace tomorrow, I still need to get more because before we dispose these birds by day 35, we are that's in about 10 days from now. We'll still need to replace the sawdust again because I don't want this pen to be smelling. I don't want flies to be flying up and down in this pen or ammonia level built up in this pen. No. So I want them to be healthy because if they are healthy, if you keep these simple management practices, you keep it at top notch, you'll be surprised that you won't spend much money on drugs. You won't spend much money on medication because if you keep doing this, coccidiosis will be far from your birds because the poo that they poo within 4 or 5 days, you've removed it from the pen. They don't have to keep matching it anymore. Before you know it, the spread of the diseases in that pen will be drastically reduced. You need to keep practicing this. It's one of the secrets that we practice here that most farmers will never tell you. But if we were to be raising these birds in the cage system, we still will be cleaning under the cage properly, preferably every 2 days, so that we don't introduce some spread of diseases in the flock. Okay, now what do I really want to talk about today? Now this drinker is what I really want to talk about today, this manual drinker. Now, you know, in most of my video, I did some videos on how to use automatic nipple drinking system, automatic bird drinker system to raise your birds. It is stress-free. It is the labor involved is very, very minimal. Because with nipple drinkers and bird drinkers, you'll be surprised one farm attendant can take care of about 600 birds, minimum 600 birds, even 1,000 birds if you really plan it well. Using this nipple drinking system, why? The farmer doesn't need to come around, be fetching water here and then. Oh, the weather is too hot. Let us go and replace the water there. By now it must have been warm. No, there is nothing like that. All the farmer needs to do if the weather is hot is to go to the discharge end where you need to discharge the water, because at times I observe that when the weather is very hot, the water coming from that discharge end, at times the one coming from the nipple, because of where I live, the temperature is a bit high at times, it is somehow warm. So that kind of water won't be, it's not good for your broilers. It's not good at all. So what we do, we open that water, the outlets, put some container there. Then if we are able to connect it outside, we allow the water to drain for some time. Now after some seconds or minutes, we put our hand there. By the time we observe that the water is cool again, we shut it off. They have cool drinking water. You imagine having somebody to check that water. Oh, the one in the manual drinker is a bit warm, pour it out, go and wash the bed drinker, bring it in again. Can you imagine the stress that will be involved using that manual drinker to serve water to about 600 800 chickens? That will be very, very labor intensive. It will be very, very hectic. So nipple drinkers will save you there. Now, apart from nipple drinkers and bed drinkers saving you of that labor and all of that, now this manual drinkers you are seeing here is cheaper. It's a bit cheaper, though not all that, because the price of one nipple drinkers as of today, I don't think it's up to 500 naira. Because one nipple drinker can actually take care of about 10 matured birds. They can take care of about 10 matured birds. So no, now imagine having about maybe you want to raise 100 birds. If 10 can take care of 10, that means about 10 nipple drinkers can take care of 100 birds for you. Now that's about 500 times 10, that's about 5,000. Now remember, in a way to reduce the installation cost, the installation cost, I did some tank, because you are supposed to get a tank for your automatic nipple drinking system. So I decided to use the 20 liters rubber that you can get around, use it to do my own tank. At the end, the amount that you spend in the whole installation will not be up to, I don't think it will be up to 20,000 naira, maybe max 15. Because the pipe that will take about that 10 nipple drinkers is about 2 length, which is not up to 6,000 naira as the case may be. And then if you are very handy like me, you run the whole installation yourself, because it's very easy. I have a video in my channel, about 3 of them also, on how to install this automatic nipple drinking system. Now, what is making me to really make this video today is this. I've had these manual drinkers for some time now. That's about a year plus, if I'm not mistaken. I bought it too, because at the time when I started, I was using just these 3 liters drinkers to give them water, even when they were big, because the knowledge then was very minimal, sort of. So at the time, I increased the size of the drinkers to this level. This about 10 liters drinkers. So lifting these drinkers is hectic, sort of. Now, what made this thing to get broken? There was some water, though no, it wasn't that much, just for me to throw it off and then bring it in to do some washing. The thing fell from my hand and hit the floor. Before you know it, the bottom, as you can see, got scattered. That's the end of this drinker. I will not be able to use it to do anything, not even to pack feed or do some anything. No, I won't be able to do that. That's the disadvantage of this. Once it's forced to the ground, if care is not taken, the whole thing will be broken. That will be the end of that drinker. So that was how we lost the other one. The other one got condemned. Just to throw away water, it slipped off from my hand and the thing fell down. That was all. So that was when I began to think of this automatic nipple drinking system. Stress-free, doesn't give me any issue. All I need to do before stocking the beds, I disinfect the pipe, wash the nipple cup, that is this side of the cup. I wash everywhere, clean it with after washing everything clean, I disinfect the pipe with chlorine tablets, leave it there for like 24 hours, with warm water, after which I flush it severally until I no longer perceive that odor of chlorine. Then I know it is safe for me to be using it to give water to my birds. Simple, no stress, because the water that goes into the tank is automatic, except the time when you want to administer medication. That's when you have to measure the water that goes into that tank, which is very, very stress-free. With this, one farmer can easily take care of about 600 800 birds without stress. But manual drinker is going to give you stress, because this is what I call suffering and smiling. You using these manual drinkers to think you can use it to raise 400 bears, 500 bears, 800 bears, even 1000 bears. My dear, the work you will work will be very, very much. So it's what I call suffering and smiling, because you told, oh, let me give water to my bears. Because at times, especially if you are using the automatic nipple drinking system, you think that these chicks, they are not really drinking much water. Fill that tank to the brim and then give them some minutes, and then go and check to see the amount of water that will be reduced from that tank, especially this stage they are. That's to tell you the amount of water that they drink on a regular basis. Now, them drinking that water shows that your bears are healthy, they are doing well, because if they don't drink that water, they won't eat feed. And if they don't eat that feed, there won't be need for them to drink water. So that means they are actually doing well for them to be consuming that water that much. Very, very important, because you don't need to deny them of that water. Now, this manual drinker slipped off from my hand yesterday, so that was why I said, okay, let me make a video of it. In case you are considering, okay, I don't really have the resources, because you don't need much money to really set up automatic drinking system. No, if you want to raise 50 bears, for instance, with about 6 nipple drinking system, which is about 3,000 naira or less, then one pipe, which is about 3,000, or with 10,000 naira also, you should be able to set up your automatic drinking system. Connect it to the water in your water supply from your home. You are good to go. So this is what I want to share today, because I wouldn't advise anybody to go for this in this era of raising broilers, or in this era of poultry farming. Don't go for manual drinker. Just up your game a little. Look for some little amount, add to it, and set up automatic drinker system for your bears. You'll be so happy that you did. Now, this is all I want to share today. By day 28, which is about 3 days from now, I'm going to be sharing an update on the average weight we are going to get, and I'm very sure we are going to hit about 2-point-something kilogram by day 28. I'm 100% sure, especially from this other end of where we have the shooters. Now, you remember the video I posted some days ago, I said something about sorting. That is a continual process. It's not something you do by that week 3 and you think, oh, that's all. Or the next time you think you are going to do it is when you want to sell your best. No. On a regular basis, I come to this end with a scale. Then when I observe that, okay, there is some of them that look big, I pick them, weigh them. When they are up to the weight I think is about the same with that other one, I move them to where the shooters are. In that way, I have the shooters on one side and then have the slow growing one on this other side. So this is the update I want to share today about the drinkers that you should use, that I will advise you to use for your broilers, because they drink a whole lot of water. The stress of giving water with manual drinkers, it is so hectic, so it will be discouraging. So what you need to do, just up your game a little, invest some money on automatic nipple drinking system. Is going to save you more in the long run. Very, very important. Thank you so very much. This is the update I want to share today. If you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, comment and share, as this will help us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much. I appreciate all your effort for watching my video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.